This is the Alcoa Point Henry complex, just out of Geelong.
The Curlewis Golf Club has secured its water future.
I think the lights will bring more joy to people's lives, whether it's through our football club or...
Good evening and welcome to News Geelong on this Friday the 7th of November as we take another step closer to that festive time of the season, Christmas. Solar panels, water tanks and more have become part of our community awareness over recent years in environmental sustainability. The City of Greater Geelong has moved forward in a similar regard with the signing of a Memorandum of Understanding on future-proofing Geelong. Meryl Friend has the story.
Last Friday at City Hall there was the Memorandum of Understanding official signing for future-proofing Geelong. We were able to speak with the Mayor and Councillor Andy Richards. We're joined with our Mayor of the City of Greater Geelong, Councillor Darren Lyons, and a very special day, the signing ceremony for the Memorandum of Understanding, all to do with the future-proofing of Geelong.
Yeah, no, really important day for the city. I know we've been working extremely hard on this since 2011, but certainly since I've become Mayor in the last 12 months, working with future-proofing Geelong has actually completely blown my mind into working so hard that in fact today, as we speak, it started yesterday, that my whole house with the 10 kilowatt solar panels is being put onto the rooftop of the Merrill home that overlooks Corio Bay on Western Beach. So it's exciting for me, and the fact of the matter is it's so important that people get it. In fact, you know, for the future, I do think that the governments around the globe have to seriously look at new homes having compulsory water tanks, having compulsory wind solutions and having compulsory solar. I think it would solve a tremendous amount of the world's problems. And as Australia is such a lucky place to have such a small population and such an expanse, what amazes me today is that wind farms being closed down, solar farms not being up. Whatever I do in politics for the future, it's certainly going to be about sustainability, because fossil fuels are, I think, a thing of the past, not too far away.
And there are so many organisations around Geelong that are on board with this as well.
There are, and I mean from a governmental perspective, I know early on with regeneration of solar, etc., and sustainable future-proofing, the discounts for the people were there. They're not as strong as what they were, and I think they need to be brought back. So this is a passion of mine politically, and it is a beating the drum thing for me. And the other issue is not everyone can afford it. And I know, just to give you one great example of the City of Greater Geelong, is that I visited the new library yesterday on the top roof, and not many people will see, but when you walk out onto the balcony on the highest floor for the conference facility, all the floor outside the deck in front of the balcony is all laden with solar panels. So it's great to see the city and its new buildings really becoming sustainable for the future. And I'd love to think, not going to be this year, but I'd love to see our enormous 9-storey Christmas tree, which is going to be bigger than the state government offices. I'd love to see that run on solar as well. But at the moment, it isn't. I've got to be straight. It's not, but I did ask for it, but we did not have the time to deliver it. So, yes, absolutely. The future is very, very important, and I actually think I'll be speaking with Councillor Harwood and Councillor Richards and see what lobbying we can do to the state and federal governments about all these compulsory water tanks built, because when you're building a new home, it really shouldn't cost that much more to dig another hole, and it's as simple as that. It's not rocket science politics, even though I'm not a politician. I'm just the Mayor of the City of Greater Geelong, a wonderful place to live. One thing I would say as well is I looked at both 2 or 3 of my businesses as well, and for the average business, one thing I'd like to see from a government perspective is too expensive. I was looking at one of my nightclubs and one of my pubs. Obviously a huge use of energy. One of the big problems there, you are looking at an outlay of something like $60,000 to future-proof either the Eureka Hotel or Home House, which is crazy. I mean, my own home at a 10 kilowatt gig is something in the vicinity with all the rebates, which isn't a lot these days. I think it's 8%. It used to be 63%. So the difference in that is quite staggering, and the governments need to look at that. But that's still a $17,000 to $18,000 outlay today. Not many people can be in that situation of affordability to be able to afford that. So for me, it is a big passion to not rely. And as power gets more expensive, there's no doubt more and more people need to think about it, and governments need to think much more solidly on their feet about future-proofing.
It's the City of Greater Geelong Environment and Sustainability Portfolio Holder. Special day today with the signing ceremony of the Future Proofing of Geelong.
Yeah, no, look, it is a good day. We've renewed our agreement with several organisations to continue moving Geelong to a low-carbon future.
And the Memorandum of Understanding?
What it allows for is for several large organisations in Geelong, such as Barwon Water and the Geelong Manufacturing Council and Geelong Trades Hall, and several other organisations, Barwon Health amongst them, the Chamber of Commerce, and of course the City of Greater Geelong, to work together on sustainable projects that take the city into a low-carbon future, grow green and clean tech jobs, and help the community find cleaner and greener ways to live.
And this has been something you've been passionate about and working on since 2011?
Indeed. Look, when I first came onto council, along with former councillor John Dool, we helped set up the climate change and sustainability portfolio. That's morphed into a few different things these days, but future-proofing's been a constant element along the way. It's a program we really love here at the city, and it's one that I fight hard for, and certainly it's done some fantastic things over the last 3 years.
You've had the environmental exhibition here in Geelong as well that's come out of that too.
Yeah, the Sustainable Living Festival. Geelong had the most number of events of anywhere outside of the city of Melbourne in Victoria, and that's a real tribute to the officers who work for the program. Sam, Vicky and Tina, they're great public servants and in the best sense of that word, and they really do a great job for the city and for its people.
If any of the Geelong residents wanted to find out more about what they could do with sustainability, is there somewhere they could contact?
Yeah, if you go online and check out Future Proofing Geelong, Google that or look up futureproofinggeelong.com. There's a website there and that'll lead you into the right direction.
Thanks for your time, Councillor.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Meryl, and congratulations to all parties involved in that MOU in relation to future-proofing of Geelong. We'll go to a break here on News Geelong and return with more news after this.